I recently passed 3 AWS certifications, and today I will be sharing my journey, what resources I used, what went right, what went wrong. And if you want to pass your exams faster, this video is for you. Hey, I'm Gursimran. I passed Cloud Practitioner, Solutions Architect Associate, and Developers Associate while working two jobs. And I'll be sharing all the resources, my study strategies, and what mistakes I make so you don't make them. Let's dig in. This will be our roadmap for today. The resources I used, my study routine, when to start the mock exams, mistakes that I made, and what I would do differently. At the end, I'll be showing a mini project demo which will help you learn how AWS actually works. The main resources that I used were Udemy courses. I bought a few Udemy courses for each of the exam for the theory part. My favorite recommendations will be these two teachers. Stephen Marique has a very structured way of teaching you about all these services, and Neil Davis has really nice interactive labs. If you're going for the cloud practitioner exam for now, just go with Neil Davis or Stephen Marique. Both of them are really good. Another resource that I would recommend is using AWS official documentations. These courses, they do change them every year, they do update them, but the most up to date information will be on the AWS's official documentations. And to put all that knowledge to hands on practice, you will need to use AWS own dashboard. You will find you will get some credits when you sign up for the first time, and you just mess around here. It will help you really learn those services. And another thing that I would recommend is the practice exams that I did. Tutorial Dojo has the best exams for these certifications. They will make you think how AWS actually designs the questions, and then you will start learning and see your weak areas. And last, whenever I was doing any theory part from Stephen Marique or Neil Davis, I used to make personal notes on my notebook. Like I used to fill out my notebook by writing them in my own language. That really helps, and that makes services stick in your head. And I would like to share my timeline when I was working two jobs. I was working 7 days a week. Even during that, I used to sit every day for at least 3 hours to study for these exams. This helped me a lot because consistency made me reach my goal. I used to work in Toronto downtown, and I used to live an hour away from that. So I never went home after work. I just used to go and sit at a library nearby that would push me to study. I put myself in an environment which forced me to study. It helped me not slack off, not take a nap. It just forced me to study. I would recommend go to a coffee shop or library or wherever you will feel forced to study, and you will not take naps and you will not use your phone to slack off. The main mistakes that I made during my study were I started doing mocks too late. That means that I started doing mocks when I was almost done with the theory part. That is the wrong approach. And also, I never did much hands on labs for the first time I was giving the cloud practitioner exam. I was overly focused on theory alone. That really doesn't help because there are so many services on AWS that you have to learn for solutions architect, and they will not stick in your head. They will start blurring out. When you put them into practical use, they will start to keep in your mind. And I waited too long to be ready to book the exam. That is really not the right way to do it. Once, for one exam, I booked the exam and I gave myself 2 weeks when I was just 70 to 80% done with the theory part. That made me push a lot. I took off that weekend and I spent the whole Saturday and Sunday studying at the nearby coffee shop. I was there from their opening to their closing. That helped me go to my goal. I created a mental deadline that I had to follow. And I would like to share on the practice exams a bit more on when to start them. So usually what we do is when we are studying, we do not start the practice exams until we are done with the theory part. But don't do that in these exams. Start doing them when you're 50% done with the theory. They will start preparing you for how to think for the exam when you are studying. I started doing them when I was done 90%. And for the developers associate, I started doing them 50%. I have done both, and I can say start doing them at 50%. This will help you a lot. It improves the weak areas in real time. And for these practice exams, if you're going for Dojo, I have solutions architect over here. And when I did these exams, don't go for let you want to score at least 80 to 90%. I never scored more than 75%, and I still cracked the exam. Here you can see I got 60% or 63%. So I always scored 60 to 70%. I never scored more than that. Practice exams will really help you. And the things that I would do differently would be do lab when you are doing the study, and start the mock exams when you're 50% done with the theory part, and start and keep on doing the theory part. Write your notes in your own language, set a deadline in your head, and stick to it. Also build mini projects during study. About these mini projects, try to make the projects such as that they are either fun for you or you're using them in your life. That way those projects will help you to stick to this cloud engineering path. One of the projects that I made that I would be sharing today is when I was working at my job, I was a team leader for condominium security. I had a team of 30, and on a daily basis, we used to create a lot of incident reports, and we had to email them to the management with attaching some evidence like pictures and videos. What I did for this project was I created microservices, web hosting on S3 static, and I used Lambda and API gateway for the backend, S3 for storage, and SES was used for the email part. What this project really helped us to do was you can just open up the project. So this was the HTML page. Here you would put the tower number and unit number and whatever the required things are. You would attach the video evidence here and the PDF over here. There was another part of this project that was a different HTML page where you would put the details of the incident and it will create a PDF automatically. It really helped my team cut down a lot of hours per week because there was a big team and we used to make a lot of reports on a daily basis. This would automatically, whenever you push the submit complaint, it would automatically send the email to management with the PDFs, with the email, with the images and videos. And even in this video evidence, if you are putting more MB than the email can handle, it will also give you a compression redirect to free compression websites. And it was kind of cool for me because it helped my team in real time, and it also helped me reach my goal to become a better cloud engineer. That is just one of the examples that I did. And you don't have to be really good with Python code or HTML, because at that time I used ChatGPT to create all the Python code and the HTML code. So the main focus of you should be how to connect them and how to make all of them work together. And before I go to the final study plan, I would like to tell you one thing about a reality check that I would like to give you. The certifications alone will not help you get a job. They are a good foundation for a house, but you'll have to build a house upon them eventually. When I started, I saw a few videos on YouTube on how to get the cloud certifications and then you will get a job. But that mindset will discourage you a lot when you get the certifications. You have to prepare yourself that this is just the starting, and you will have to build upon it. Like you will have to learn networking, Linux, security basics. You will have to learn infrastructure as code, and if you want to go into DevOps, you will have to learn Docker, Kubernetes. And there are gonna be chances that you will feel discouraged, but don't let that get to you. Start making real projects. They will really help you get the difference from a non-technical background to becoming a cloud engineer. You need to go beyond, so be ready for that. And for the final tips, for the final study plan, just copy this. This will help you a lot. Book the exam early when you're about 70 to 80% ready. Book the exam, push yourself to have a deadline. Watch Stephen Neal or anything that speaks to you for the theory part. Do labs for every service. This will help you learn the services, and start doing mock tests at 50%. Write in your own language on a physical notebook. Build small projects and revise every week. That's about it. Thank you so much for watching the video. Please like and comment down which exam you're preparing for. Subscribe to the channel, and good luck. You have got this.